Questions?
I'll take questions.
Okay.
How'd you make the decision at 49 to start it out? Which one of those guys was going to go?
We have a situation at 3 weight classes that we have to get figured out real quick. We've known that for a while. You feel good about certain individuals in the room, and it's hollow because you start seeing results. It's real life now. We got to have a response, and we got to have immediate response because we're going right back 2 o'clock Sunday, and we're giving 3 weights away if we wrestle like that. We don't have to wrestle like that.
Coach, you were talking at Illinois, had a team that thought it was good and was pretty good. How did they end up looking when they came here?
I think they won some matches that they battled for and out-coached us, out-hustled us. They kept some things close where they had to, like at 157. I also think that we probably did the same thing to them. I don't think anybody, Tony Ramos, take your hat off to him, made your decision, and that's probably the marquee matchup of the night. That's a big, big match coming down to the end of that dual meet. Montel Marion gets bonus points as well, put an exclamation mark on it. I said it all week because I know the adversary, and I know Mark Perry is very he wants to shove it up our rear, put it that way. And it's a healthy thing. It's not a negative thing by any stretch of the imagination. He takes a challenge head on. I've coached him. I know what's in that noggin of his. And so we got to be able to move forward, and we don't have to wrestle that way where we're watching guys do whatever they want to us and slowing those matches down and taking points away from us at the end of periods and doing silly things that just give points away. And that happened in the 3 weights that I'm talking about, and it also happened in our veteran at 125. We gave points away. We gave the guy 8 points as far as I'm concerned. Guy's staring us down in the middle of the mat. I'm all about that. But answer the bell. Answer the call. And I'm not faulting McDonough from a effort point of view or anything like that, but when you're served notice like that, something in the little thing in the back of your head has to like tingle, and there has to be an urgency right now. There has to be a response, and we gave that reversal up at the end of the second period, and that inflated them. That inflated the coaching staff. That inflated Delgado, and he beat us. He beat us. That hurts. That hurts. I'm trying to recall that, was it 6-4? Was it 5-5? No, was it 6-4? No, was it
matches?
6-4 matches?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
7-3, and you're not feeling good, but, now you're down to, taking care of St. John, taking care of, Montel Marion's got to put points on the board sooner. You're dealing with things and there's a positive that you're going to build on it. And right now, we can't let guys circle on the perimeter and dart in on our ankles. For crying out loud, we're going to see that style of Oklahoma State. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. And Rupp beat Morrison. And I'm looking way ahead, but I'll tell you what, it's coming. It's coming.
Can you elaborate on Ramos' razor sharp it looked like in all 3 positions?
No doubt that he was going to go down. No doubt that he could control that match on top. The next step would be to get turns on top. Initiating offense is good. So you can answer that question how you asked it, and that is he was razor sharp. I don't really know what to say. I don't know if he's the type of guy that you praise and he'll take it too much. I think he's on to the next thing. And that's a big, big win, and that's a big win for the program, too. That's a big match. So you can look back on it, it looked easy, but that's a big match when you got 2 against 3 and you're down by whatever we were down by, and we had to have that match. And then we end up with a major. So it set us up for Marion coming out there. So razor sharp's good description.
Ethan had a big win tonight, too. We're starting to see a little more consistency out of him, like we'd hoped.
A little bit, and one thing, if I can, nitpick, I'll look at Ethan Lofthouse and say you can't let guys in on your legs early. And I think he dodged 2 bullets. And they're going to tell their guy that you finish here and it's a different match. And we let Illinois in on our legs way too much. And we got a lot of work to do there. It's like we're thinking what they're doing. And this will help us going forward if we help us. It's not going to help us go forward just because we felt it. You got to work on it, and you got to take it in, and you got to do certain things, and you got to be better tonight walking off that mat and getting ready tomorrow to get ready for 2 o'clock Sunday.
Was McDonough almost out of gas at the end of that match?
I don't know. Maybe it looks that way. The guy's putting a ride on you. That's a tight waist, and he's got an arm back, and I'm sitting in that chair. I'm probably going, you're going to have to get some whip action with your hips, and there was no room for whip. The guy's putting a ride on us, and then, the miracle came, the stall call. And now you got to escape in 6 seconds. That bout's over. Okay, now you got to go to offense. And that's why I was halfway out in the mat, because we were waiting for him the whole time. And that guy's circling, and I tell you what, man, those shots, bam! And I'm not so sure they were as sharp at the beginning. And I'm not so sure that, we were in a situation, and you don't want to talk stalemates. I'm kind of going against my philosophy here, but you got to be smart. And we had him stopped in that first takedown, and then we roll into something. I mean, that's McDonough as a true freshman. That reversal at the end of the second period, we put ourselves there. We're riding him. We're putting a ride on him. It's a different match. So was he out of gas? I'll tell you what, there's a lot at stake there emotionally. It's not just am I tough mentally, am I tough to get through this, and I'm out of gas and I got to get tough. I mean, the emotions, you could feel or see. I could feel it. Hell, I could feel that coaching staff over there just inflate. I mean, it was like a blowfish. And you got to be a tough nut to beat that momentum.
How would you grade it as a team effort?
Tell you what, finals are right around the corner, and I'll tell you what, for midterm or mid-semester, it's a D-. And that's because we got a lot of firepower. And that could be, that's Brands being Brands. And you know what, all you people out there that think that's Brands being Brands, I'll tell you something. It's not Brands being Brands, because I know what this team has for firepower. And I'm not making a prediction, but I know what this team has for firepower. And I'll tell you what, we didn't let loose. We did not let loose. We need to let loose. We need to get our hands on guys when guys are on the outside. If they're in on us, we need to clear space and go. And that's one thing. Mike Evans has kind of been lost in the shuffle here. I thought he wrestled a solid match. He was aggressive, and that guy frustrated him, but he did some adjustments where, he could have done a little more to open that thing up, but we need to make those adjustments. So,
Quick turnaround, a good thing at this point?
it doesn't matter. It's what's upon us. Our schedule's set. We go to battle, and regardless of what the outcome was as a team, it doesn't matter, because we look at the individuals, and we'll go 125 up to heavyweight. We'll decide who's going to wrestle in those 3 weights in question, and we got work to do. And I think that I have an imagination as a competitor, and I just hope our guys that don't feel good about that, even the guys that got their hand raised, they need to, maybe get a little bit of gumption in them and realize that, it's time to start to dictate what we're good at. Let's dictate what we're good at.
You didn't want to think about Iowa State till this one was over. When do you guys start looking at that one?
We start looking at it when you walk off the mat and actually talk to some guys before that duel was even over, the individuals. So we're on to it, and that's how you compete. But there's some things, like I said. I mean, we got to communicate as coaches, and they got to make adjustments as athletes, and away we go. We look vulnerable. That's good news to a lot of people out there that are They're trying to take something away. And we're the #1 team in America, but I tell you what, it's jammed in there. I mean, you got Cornell, they whip Minnesota, and Minnesota goes and they whip Penn State, and Penn State rebounds. They're known to rebound. I mean, so you got Penn State, Minnesota, Cornell, you got Oklahoma State, you got Iowa, you got Michigan, you got Illinois. Now we got Ames. They like the matchups. That's some things that I've been hearing. So, I like bulletproof. I don't like vulnerable.
Any other questions?
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, we'll bring in